All right, everybody doing this? Mike Sykes, Millionaire Maker, and with me, I'll make you a millionaire. All right, so this is day 185 of my 365-day YouTube content creation challenge, where I challenge myself for the next 365 days to create valuable and useful content that I can post to my YouTube channel and try and help bring the benefit of the knowledge that I've gained over the last few years as an entrepreneur to somebody out there who might be looking for some information. Like I try to put together the different information that I was looking for back when I first started and decided I wanted to be an entrepreneur and tried to figure out how and where to get started at and things like that. And somehow I guess I ended up at YouTube University, okay, and over different, following different situations and different videos and things like that. So if you're watching this video right now, I'd appreciate if you go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. If you can, hit the subscribe button. And if possible, share this video with at least 5 people, okay? So like I say, right now it's the 5th of July. Yesterday was Sunday the 4th. Today is Monday the 5th. All right, so already we're 5 days in to, what is this? The second month of the third quarter, okay? Because you got January, February, March, that's the first quarter. April, May, June, that's the second quarter. Oh, okay, July, August, September. So this is the first month of the third quarter, okay? Now, you say, what does that mean? Well, for a lot of people, it don't mean nothing. For some people, it means everything, okay? Like in the stock market, okay, companies are broken up into quarters. You have quarterly reports to show how they're doing every quarter. Some companies in the stock markets, they pay dividends every quarter. So that's one of the reasons why it could be relevant, why I say that this is the first week of the first month of the third quarter, okay? And the reason why I say that is because, like, they're on my path to financial, financial freedom, okay, on my path to building wealth, and things like that. You learn the different ways that people build wealth and generate wealth, okay? And one of the ways that they do that is through the stock market, okay, and through investing. So what did I do? What do I have to do? It's like this here. The time to start something, the best time to get started is now, okay? Not to wait for anything. The best time to get started is now, whatever it is, all right? When is the best time to start fixing your credit? Now. When is the best time to start investing in the stock market? Now. When is the best time to start learning about real estate? Now, okay? Now is the best time to start, not later on, all right? You can't do nothing about the time that's gone. So all you have to work with is now, all right? And now is the best time to get started, okay? And regardless of what you think, okay? If it's nothing else, but just like me, okay? Right now at this point, I got 5 companies, okay? I got 2 companies that are at least 3 years old. I got 3 companies that are coming up on a year, okay? Not a whole lot has been done with them. There are certain things like building business credit. There are ways that you can build business credit and obtain funding through that, all right? And there are certain things like, in order to get a line of credit from a bank, your company has to be at least 2 years old in order to get a line of credit. Like you can't start a company this week, go to a bank and apply for a line of credit, all right? But if you have a company that is at least 2 years old, all right, and you get your credit in position, that puts you in position that you can go to this bank and get a line of credit. All right, a line of credit is better than a loan because when you get a loan, you have to start paying on that loan as soon as you take possession of that loan. Okay, whether you take possession of it and put it in a bank account and don't use a dime of it, you still have to every month start paying on it. But as far as a line of credit goes, a line of credit is totally different. Like say they give you a $10,000 line of credit. Okay, so what you would do is like say you want to get something for $1,000. All right, so you go out and you take $1,000 out of that 10,000 line, okay, and all you have to pay on is that 1,000. The other 9 is still sitting there. But let's say you get a $10,000 loan, okay, and you take possession of that $10,000 loan, regardless of whether you use a dollar out of it or not, you have to start paying on that, okay? And then you have like the line of credit. You don't have to start paying on that until you actually use it. You can have 6 months, not use a dime out of it, and don't have to pay nothing on it until the day that you actually utilize it. Okay, and that's one of the important things about getting started now as opposed to later. Okay, because you can start a company now. Hey, start the company, get your company name, get it registered, get your EIN number, get your DUNS number, and go get your bank account and just put some money in there, let some money sit in there, and just let it sit. Now your company is aging. All right. Those are the reasons why I say it's good to start now. When you want to start fixing your credit, now you want to go look at your credit, because your credit is very important in this. Like they tell you that there are ways that you can be in real estate without cash or credit, and yes, that is possible. But that's like a way of starting, getting your foot in the door, okay? If your credit isn't up to par, if you don't have cash, you can come in and you can start wholesaling properties, okay, and start making money that way without utilizing your cash or your credit. But the thing is, if you want to be able to do major things in real estate, do major deals, get major fundings, you have to be able to utilize your credit. Okay, and in order to be able to utilize your credit, you have to have good credit. And, so in order to have good credit, you have to find out where your credit is. Find out what your credit is. What's on your credit report? Is anything reporting on your credit report? Do you even have credit? Okay, because there are a lot of people out here that don't even have credit. They've just been paying cash for everything all their life and never established credit. Okay, so that's the first thing you have to do, is find out even if you have credit. Then if you don't have credit, then you have to learn how to start establishing credit and how to build on that credit that you're establishing to put your credit profile in a good position to be able to help you. Okay, and then if you do have credit, you have to see where your credit is, what position it is in. Is it good? Okay, have you not utilized it? And where, hey, maybe you got a fingerhead account and you've had a fingerhead account for a couple of years, and that's the only thing that you've had. You never got no credit cards because you didn't believe in credit cards, because grandma told you, hey, credit cards are bad. You don't want to get in debt. All these things that they tell you, and it's not that they don't know. Well, yeah, it's they didn't know. Okay, because they was never taught these things. On how to utilize credit as to utilize it to their benefit. Okay, only thing they know is, hey, they've been taught when you get credit, it's free money. You go out, you spend it, you fuck up your credit, and you don't worry about it because fuck credit. All right, that's what you've been taught. And because of that, you think credit cards are bad. That comes along with debt. When you learn about debt and you say debt is bad, but there's a such thing as good debt and such thing as bad debt. Okay, good debt is debt that you take on that makes you money. All right, let's say you borrow $5,000. You take that $5,000 and you go out and you pay $5,000 for a car. You take that car, you turn around and you post it on a platform like Toro or Hire Car or Get Around, and then that $5,000 debt that you're in, all right, that you went out and purchased this car for, that you put on this platform, is now making money, generating income. So now that this car is generating income, it's paying off that debt, that asset that you purchased, okay? That car, which is an asset. It is an asset if you utilize it to generate income, okay? It is a liability if you get it just to drive around in. Because the minute you drive off the lot with it, it depreciates by about 15%. Okay, meaning if you buy if you buy a $100,000 car, the minute you drive off the lot with it and you turn around and want to come back and sell it, it's only worth $85,000 then, and you didn't do nothing but just drive off the lot with it. Okay, so that is a depreciating asset. All right, that is the meaning of depreciating asset, an asset that loses value. All right, now what you want to do, is it an asset? No, it's not an asset that loses value. It's it's something that loses value. A car is a depreciating asset, because it loses value. But what you want to do is turn it into an income generating asset, that generates income for you, that manages to pay your bills off. All right. And in order to build wealth, what you need to do is to build more income generating assets that supersedes your liabilities. And then that starts to build wealth. Now there are different ways that you can do that. Like I just explained to you about buying a car, putting the car on a platform, and utilizing that platform to generate income. All right, there are ways, like there are things called Airbnbs, as to where you go and you get a property, you get it under contract and whatnot, and then you take that property and you put it on a platform called Airbnb, and you utilize that platform to generate income. As to where you might have put a tenant in that property and rented that property out from anywhere from $750 to $1,200 a month, depending on what kind of property and what area it's in. All right, the going rental rate is anywhere between $750 and $1,200 a month. As to where that would be what you would generate off that property every month, but you place that property on Airbnb, and then it starts to generate like $2,000-$3,000 a month, as opposed to this $750 to $1,200 a month. Now you're generating like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month off of this asset. Then you pay your rent, because you're renting it. Unless you are into buying them, you can do that, but you're renting it. And then there's different strategies after you get started that you can use to multiply that and make more money off of it. But like I said, you're renting it, so now your rent is $750. You're charging $1,200. You pay your $750. All right, that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's $450 that you get to keep every month. That's your income. That's called cash flow. That's what you use. All right. That's called cash flow. All right. And so with cash flow, that's what you would generate off of that. Now, taking a car and placing it on a platform, it allows you to generate cash flow too in the same way. All right. Let's say the car costs you, let's say 120, maybe 120, because you bought it cash, so you don't have a car note. All right, but you still have to pay your insurance on it. So let's say your insurance is let's say $75 a month. All right, now if you can get the right car with the right mileage and everything and get it on the right platform, this car can generate anywhere from $1,000 to $1,200, depending on what car it is, a month. Now, out of that, let's say it's generating $1,000. That's what, $250 a week. $250 a week. Now, that first week, that takes care of the insurance. That covers that. So you don't even have to worry about that. Then the other 3 weeks, which is $750 a month, that's total profit. That's income. All right, that's cash flow. That's utilized to do other things with, like maybe put it together to purchase another vehicle for cash and put it on the platform. All right, now those are different ways of turning depreciating assets into cash flowing assets, or income generating assets. Those are ways that you build wealth. All right, let's say you take, let's take mine for example. All right, I went and I got, no, that's not a good one. I'm trying to think of a good example to give you for this. But, good thing. I don't know if y'all heard it in the background, but the little vacuum, the little whatever you call that thing, it was going off back there. Sometimes when you bump it, it'll start up and take off on its own, but it found its way back to the charger where it was supposed to be. Okay, but let's take Mitch's example. Okay, let's say you fixed your credit, you got your credit going good and everything. All right, so now you can go into Navy Federal, and what you can do is, here's his play. All right, let's say you go into Navy Federal, you got your credit all good and everything, so you go in there and you want to apply for an auto loan. Navy Federal is very good at giving you auto loans, okay, especially if your credit is good. So what you want to do is you want to go to a site like Carvana or one of those sites, and you want to pick out a nice car, maybe a Cadillac Escalade, something like that, maybe a $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 car. All right, now you got to remember your credit is good, in good standing, so you're qualified for this. So you're gonna take this car, you're gonna take the VIN numbers off of the site, and you're gonna apply to Navy Federal, okay, for this $70,000 car loan for this Cadillac Escalade. Or maybe, hey, it might be a Mercedes, whatever. You can pick it up, whatever, because your credit is good, so you're going to get the money for it. Okay, so you're going to apply, you're going to give them the VIN numbers. They're going to run it, see, okay, the car is $80,000, credit good. Yeah, we'll approve you for an $80,000 loan for a car loan. All right, now what you're going to do is you're going to tell them that you're going to buy this car from a private seller. So what they're going to do is they're going to cut you a check for $80,000. Now, when they cut you the check for the $80,000, you're going to deposit that check into your business account, because you remember you went ahead, you established the business. You remember you got your business, your EIN number, your business bank account. That's a Navy Federal. You established, it's just sitting there. So now you're going to place it into your business bank account. All right. Now, what they're going to do is they're going to give you 60 days, all right, in order to purchase this car and get them the title for it. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take your $70,000 and you're going to go out and what you're going to do is you're going to acquire a fleet. Okay, you're going to acquire maybe at least 5, 6 different cars. All right, but the thing about it is you're going to buy these cars, you're going to search in the right places, you're going to do your research. You're going to find the cars with the cheapest price, the right mileage, okay? So that you have to find the right mileage, make sure there's no salvage titles and things like that, and so that you want to be able to place these cars on Toro, okay? Toro is about the best platform, okay, to utilize, but there are other platforms like Hire Car and Get Around. Now you're going to place these cars, okay, after you acquire these 5 cars, you're going to spend no more, then you're not even going to spend $10,000 a car. Okay, so you're really going to get these cars, let's say maybe 8 at the most, okay, for each car. So you're going to make $8K. Hold on. 8,000, you're going to get at least 5 cars. Okay? So you're getting $40,000 out your 70. You're going to spend $40,000. You're going to get 5 cars, and all these cars you're going to place them on Toro. Okay. Now what's going to happen is the bank's going to look. Navy Federal is going to look for you to turn over this title to this $80,000 car. Okay, for the loan that they gave you. But at the end of 60 days, because you didn't get that $80,000 car, that you took the money and you utilized it in other ways and you started your Toro fleet with that. Now remember, you only spent $40,000 out to 80, okay? And that means you got $40,000 left for business expenses and things like that. All right? And what they're gonna do, what Navy Federal is gonna do, and that's after 60 days. But by 60 days, now you've got all 5 of your cars active on the platform, generating income. And these 5 cars can generate up to $1,000, or $1,200 a month. Now you got 5 cars generating $5,000 a month. Okay, off this $80,000 loan, you have payments that are really not that high. Okay, they're really not that high per month. So off that $5,000 that you're bringing in from Toro for your vehicles, you utilize that to start paying off your loan. And then you go with what you do is you want to start every month, like you bring in $5,000, you want to take $1,000 out of that 5 and pay it towards the principal of the loan. Okay, you pay that $1,000 towards the principal of the loan. That brings down the principal of the loan amount, which brings down your interest payments. Okay, and you do this utilizing this with your Toro car. So you're actually not even you never at one point in time did you ever utilize any of your money. The one thing that you did utilize of yours is your credit, and you was able to utilize that because you found out where your credit. You found out whether or not you had credit. Okay, then after you found out whether or not you had credit, you found out where your credit was. And then after you found out where it was, if you found out whether or not you needed to fix it or it was already in shape for you to get started. And what you did was you took initiative as to do what you needed to do. Hey, if it was already in position, then you went on and you started up getting your business and everything in order and putting yourself in position to shoot this play. If it wasn't in position, then you found out what it was that you needed to do, what it was that was derogatory on your report, what it was that you had to dispute, how to dispute these different things, like I told y'all in another video about the various lesser data furnisher sites that you have to put a freeze on your reports so that these top 3, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, can't go back and verify this information with them. Okay, so they have no other alternative but to delete the information. Okay, now it's very important that you seek out a lot of this information. Okay, a lot of this information they don't tell you. You have to either pay for these different people's courses, or you get it in bits and pieces along the way. All right, and going that route, it does make it kind of harder on you. Like that's the route that I chose to go. All right, but the good thing about the route that I've chose to go is something that, hey, I'm no stranger to, and that is that, hey, nothing's never been given to me. Everything that I've always had, well, I can't say that because God has blessed me with a lot of things, okay? But the things that I've had to acquire, I've always had to acquire them on my own. I had to fight for them, okay? Like when I moved down here to Georgia, me and another guy from here we can be locked up on the same thing. We can get out at the same time on the same case. We can go in to apply for food stamps, but because I am who I am, I'll get denied. He'll get free stamps, okay? That's what I've been dealing with all my life, so I'm accustomed to it. So, but like I say, what it is that I do know is that me taking this route, it allows me to be able to learn these different things, to be able to express these different things and bring these different things to y'all, okay? Or to somebody out there that don't know these different things, all right? Like how I have been working for years, okay? Getting my credit lined up, okay? And like I say, hey, it's Murphy's Law, but Murphy's Law ain't no stranger to me, and I ain't no stranger to Murphy's Law, and Murphy's Law really don't bother me because I know that as long as I keep going, I'm headed in the right direction, okay? Because it was a time where, hey, I had my credit utilization low, but I had derogatory items on my report. So in the process of getting the derogatory items off my report, you know, my credit utilization started to get messed up, okay? But then, like I say, things work out the way that they work out, all right? A lot of my cars got maxed out, and like I say, how things is always darkest before the dawn. Night is always darkest before it get day, okay? So, hey, when you ask for help in a situation, you're gonna go through the hard time before you get to the good time, okay? So, knowing that, it's no problem. I know it's all just a process. So I just keep on going. Like now, I have a couple of cards, like you learning the different things as I go along, like the velocity banking that I'm learning, how I could say at least 4 months ago, I stopped using my debit card. I honestly don't even pull my debit card out for nothing except for to put money on the debit card, okay? Because I learned that in this process, you don't use debit, you don't use your cash for nothing, because once you use your cash, it's totally gone. All right, so that means what? You want to use credit cards for everything. So everything that you utilize it on a credit card, because when you're using cash for it, that means that you have the money for it right then and there. Okay, but here's the objective to it. Instead of using that cash right then and there, it's gone. You have no recourse. It can't help you no more. It's gone. What you do is you put it on a credit card. Now, when you put it on that credit card, depending on what time it is, you have 30 days in order to take that same money and do something productive with it in order to have it earn more money. Okay, that is the objective of it. So that instead of like you spending $30, a bill is $30 today, and you take $30 cash off of your debit card and you spend that $30, and that $30 is gone now. It paid that bill and it's gone. All right, but you take that same $30 and you put it on a credit card. Now you don't have to pay that 30. You have 30 days to pay that credit card off. So now you still have this $30 cash that you can utilize it in different forms. All right, it might be to buy supplies in order for you to sell something in order to generate more income to make more than that $30 back. So at the end of them 30 days, now you taking that $30, utilized it, and now you turn that $30 into $45. So that now at the end of the time, when it comes up for you to pay that card, you pay that $30 off, but now you still have $15 more that you was able to utilize and do other things with. Okay, now, and the more that you do that, the more you build up, because using your credit cards, you start to you generate points. Okay, you generate cash back on certain cards, all right, and different things like that. Also, it helps you to build your credit. It also helps to show that the credit card company that you are using and utilizing their credit cards, okay, so that makes it so that every 3 to 6 months, you're able to ask for credit limit increases, which better helps your credit score, because now when you ask for a credit limit increase, it helps increase your credit utilization, which increases your credit score, which is better for you. Also, like I said, see all the benefits of doing it that way as opposed to utilizing cash. That's why they say stop using your debit card, because every time you use your debit card, you're spending your cash. Now you want to use your debit card only to pay off your credit cards. Okay? Now, with that being said, I've learned, like I say, about 4 months ago, I stopped using my debit card. Then with that way, it allows you to start being able to track your money and see exactly where your money is going. Because if you're making $70,000 a year and you have nothing to show for it at the end of the year, except for a big tax bill that you wasn't prepared for, then you need to find out, where is your money going? What are you doing with your money? All right? And so by not using your debit card, then from times before, all these things are put on your debit card, like all my, what do you call them? Apps, TV apps, streaming services, all those, they're all in the debit card. That means you're paying cash for these every month. Hulu, Netflix, HBO, Stars, Showtime, all these different services, you're paying cash for them every month. All right. So now that you're not paying cash for everyday incidentals and everything's not on your debit card, it allows you to be able to go back over your statement and see what it is that you are paying for. All right. Now, after a few months, and I see that I've stopped with the incidentals. Like you go to the store, you go in the store, you want to buy a pop, or you want to buy a drink or some chips or things like that. You pull out your debit card, swap. That's your cash gone. All right. Now you get a credit card. You take that, you put it on the credit card. You still, like I said, explained earlier, you got your 30 days to pay it off at the end of the month. Okay. Now, you got your credit card that you're doing all these transactions on, okay, because you've realized, all right, I have all these different transactions that are coming off. So now you pick out a certain credit card for that. Maybe the credit card got a $800 limit, all right? And you know that every time that you use that debit card, you're paying cash. So logically, at the end of the month, you should, if you're not taking that cash out for these things, logically at the end of the month, if you're responsible, you will have the cash for them. All right. So what it is that you're doing is, like I say, now you got a card that has an $800 limit. So you designate this card is for these small incidentals, McDonald's, churches, pop, chips, okay, things like that. That's what this card is for, all right? So now every time you go in the gas station and you want to pick up this, or you go to the store, you want to pick up this, that's what you utilize this card for. At the end of the month, if you need to see what it is you bought, you have a credit card statement that tells you everything you bought, but you also know what it is that you spent. Now, you pay your debit for that. Okay, now because this is what you're doing and you've been doing this, like I said about the streaming services. Now I start to see what streaming services are coming out. Okay, so now I know I have Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime used to be $99 a year. I think they went up to $112, something like that a year, but that is for the membership. Okay, I found out that because for the last few years, they used to hit me up, and when they would hit me up, it would be unexpectedly. You know, I would have money in the bank, and the next thing I know is, hey, damn, $99 is gone. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. But I found out, now I know that they come out every November. Now, through Amazon Prime, they allow you to subscribe to other streaming services. Like through Amazon Prime, I have HBO, Showtime, Cinemax, Epic, BET Plus, Noggin. I have 2 kids channels and a couple of more things. But the bottom line is, here it is, all these different streaming services total out to $70 a month. Okay, all these different, like I said, all these different streaming services that I have: HBO, AMC, Epic, BET Plus, Showtime, Stars, Noggin, and Amazon Kids. They all come up to $70. And